Imagine it's Friday night. You're finally horizontal on your couch, the silence is perfect, and then, bzzz, your phone vibrates. It's a text. Hey, we're all at that new spot downtown. It's absolutely packed. The music is insane. You have to come. In that exact microsecond, your soul doesn't just leave your body. It tries to file for witness protection. While your friends are picturing the vibe, your brain has already performed a full-scale tactical simulation. You've calculated the decibel level, the sweat-to-oxygen ratio of a crowded room, and the inevitable 3-day social hangover you'll have to pay for later. You feel a cold pit in your stomach, not because you're a loser, but because your brain just handed you a bill for a party you haven't even attended yet. We call this the energy tax, and for people like you, the interest rates are sky high. But here's the strange part. Most people think you're just shy or introverted. They think you're broken. But psychology suggests you're actually operating on a much more sophisticated level. You aren't failing at being social. Your brain is just playing grandmaster chess while everyone else is playing checkers. You see, while your friends have a built-in noise filter that deletes 90% of the world's garbage, your filter is non-existent. You are a high-definition processor in a world that's mostly blurry. And this is where things get interesting. Did you know that 20% of the population carries a specific genetic trait that turns their nervous system into a high-precision radar? It's not a flaw. It's an evolutionary superpower that kept our ancestors alive while the party people were getting eaten by tigers. Have you ever felt that sudden system crash, where you're physically present in a room, but mentally you've already checked out and started staring at the exit sign? The reason you're exhausted isn't because you're antisocial. It's because your brain is running a high-resolution simulation of every person in the room. Most people's brains have a spam filter, a biological gatekeeper that throws out 90% of the sensory garbage. When they walk into a crowd, their brain ignores the flickering light, the clinking of glasses, and the nervous twitch of the person next to them. But your filter? It's broken.
Nope.
You take in everything. Think of it like this. Most people are watching life in a blurry 480p resolution. For them, a crowd is just a warm, fuzzy background. But your brain? It's streaming a raw 8K signal with surround sound and haptic feedback. You aren't just standing in line, you're processing the chemical smell of 3 different perfumes, the microaggression in the waiter's tone, and the guy behind you who is breathing just a little too rhythmically. This is what psychologists call sensory processing sensitivity, SPS. But here's the wild part. This isn't a modern glitch. This trait is an evolutionary masterpiece. Thousands of years ago, while the extroverts were vibing around the campfire, your ancestors were the ones who heard the predator's paw hit a dry leaf half a mile away. They were the ones who sensed the tension in the tribe before a conflict started. You are a biological radar. You were literally designed to be the early warning system for the human race. The problem? Modern society was built by people who don't notice things. For people who don't notice things. You're a high-precision instrument trying to function in a world that's as loud and chaotic as a construction site. And it gets even deeper. Your brain doesn't just collect this data, it archives it. That awkward interaction from 3 years ago that no one else remembers? Your brain keeps it in a high-priority folder for constant review. You aren't overthinking. Your neural network is just doing exactly what it was designed to do. Find patterns where others only see noise. Does it ever feel like your brain has 100 browser tabs open at once, and you can't find which one is playing the music? But here's the most exhausting part of your superpower. You aren't just a biological radar for noise, you're an emotional Wi-Fi router. Have you ever walked into a room where everyone is smiling, but you immediately feel a heavy, jagged knot in your stomach? You just know someone's arguing, or someone's hurting, or someone is faking their joy. You don't just observe emotions, you download them. Your brain has mirror neurons on steroids. When you're in a crowd, you're not just managing your own energy, you're accidentally absorbing the stress, the anxiety, and the hidden chaos of 100 strangers like an emotional sponge. It's a total system overload. Your nervous system is trying to process a sea of data while everyone else is just swimming on the surface. No wonder you need 3 business days to recover from a 2-hour dinner. But here's the truth they never told you. You aren't running away from the world. You're protecting the signal. In a world obsessed with being loud, busy, and superficial, you are a sovereign of depth. You've realized that silence isn't empty, it's where clarity lives. Solitude isn't loneliness, It's where you finally get to meet yourself without 100 other voices screaming in your head. You aren't socially inept. You're socially sophisticated. You just refuse to play the game of pretend because your brain literally experiences small talk like chewing on cardboard. So the next time someone asks why you don't go out more, don't apologize. You aren't broken. You aren't boring. You're just a high-precision instrument in a world that's mostly noise. You were never meant to fit into the crowd. You were meant to be the one who sees what they miss. Maybe you weren't escaping the world. Maybe you were just finally coming home to yourself. Are you team crowds give me life? Or team I'd rather befriend a cactus? Let me know in the comments. Let's find our people.